Imagine holding the key to absolute freedom, a life where no one else can control you. In this life, you're no longer afraid of rejection. And your inner peace becomes solid, unshakable. But in the outside world, people are constantly trying to influence your decisions, distracting you and pulling you away from the path you truly want to follow. How can you face that pressure without being swept away? The Buddha, in his profound wisdom, has shown us a path to rise above all the surrounding noise. A path that leads to awakening, where you unlock your full inner power simply by focusing on yourself. Today, we will share with you 10 powerful Buddhist lessons to help you let go of other people's opinions and judgments and take back control of your life. Let's explore this journey, where you will not only learn how to overcome external influences but also find the strength to live authentically, seeking true peace from within. First, don't fear loneliness, it's where you find your real strength. As the Buddha taught, meditate. Live in peace. Do your work with mastery. Loneliness, at first glance, may seem like a frightening state. But it's where our greatest potential lies. When we spend time alone, we open the door to a deeper self-discovery, gaining clearer insight into our thoughts and emotions. This space is necessary for our emotional and spiritual growth. In that stillness, we gain the ability to focus intensely on personal development without being affected by the noise around us. Instead of relying on companionship or validation from others, we learn to be our own best companion. Embracing loneliness reveals our inner strength, a deep source of wisdom that helps us navigate life with confidence and understanding. Second, stop relying on others. As the Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This means that true happiness doesn't come from others' words or actions but from our own inner being. When we depend on others for happiness, whether through their approval, compliments, or actions, we unknowingly give them control over our emotions. And when that happens, disappointment is inevitable. Because no one can make us happy forever. Buddhism advises us to turn inward, seeking peace and contentment within ourselves. This involves learning to accept and love ourselves, being comfortable with who we truly are. As we find joy in each present moment and cultivate gratitude for what we have, we slowly build a solid foundation of inner peace. A foundation that no one and no circumstance can shake. Self-reliance isn't just a skill, it's the path to complete freedom. It prevents us from being bound by external expectations and keeps our soul calm, even amidst life's difficulties or changes. Third, don't let rejection bring you down. Rejection is a natural part of life, but it doesn't define your worth. It's easy to feel discouraged or helpless when faced with rejection. But Buddhism teaches us to see it differently. Instead of viewing rejection as a failure, think of it as an opportunity to grow and redirect your path. Sometimes, rejection is simply life's way of steering you toward better things. As the Buddha emphasized, there are only 3 things that truly matter in life: how much you love, how gently you live, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. This reminds us that letting go with peace is the key to finding serenity. When you stop taking rejection personally, you free yourself from unnecessary pain and create space for new opportunities. Let go. Move forward. And trust that rejection is just a stepping stone on your journey, leading you to greater things that life has in store. Rejection doesn't define you, you define your own worth. Fourth, stop seeking approval from others. As the Buddha said, you, like anyone else in the entire universe, deserve your own love and affection. This means that the only approval you truly need is from yourself, not from others. When we constantly crave external validation, whether through compliments or recognition, we begin to forget our true worth and let others dictate how we feel about ourselves. Buddhism encourages us to look inward, where self-acceptance and love for oneself are the roots of true confidence and lasting happiness. You don't need to rely on compliments or opinions from others to feel good about yourself. Instead, give yourself the love, kindness, and affirmation you rightfully deserve. The more you accept and love yourself, the less you will depend on external validation, freeing yourself from unnecessary pressures and disappointments. Fifth, stop sacrificing your peace to please others. In this fast-paced life, many of us accidentally fall into the habit of trying to please those around us, whether at work, with friends, or even in our own families. We strive to bring happiness to others, often at the expense of our own peace and joy. However, no matter how hard you try, it cannot guarantee that everyone will be completely satisfied with you. The effort to please others only leads to exhaustion and stress, making you feel tired and empty. As the Buddha wisely taught, more than 1,000 empty words. Only one word brings peace. This reminds us that inner peace is far more valuable than endlessly meeting others' expectations. Buddhism encourages us to act with compassion and kindness, but not at the expense of our own inner peace. It's essential to find a balance, help others but don't let their needs overshadow your life. Don't hesitate to say no and set the necessary boundaries. When you prioritize your own peace, you can live more authentically, giving from your own strength rather than sacrificing. Remember, when you focus on keeping your mind calm and centered, you will feel less need to continuously seek approval or please others. True satisfaction comes from within. And when you respect your own peace, you will bring greater harmony to your life and relationships. In this journey, let your peace be the guiding light, helping you live fully and authentically every day. Sixth, stop fearing what others think of you. One of the greatest sources of anxiety in life is worrying about how others perceive us. We often let others' opinions shape our actions and feelings, making us feel insecure and lacking confidence. However, Buddhism teaches us that others' judgments often reflect more about them than about us. What truly matters is how you perceive yourself and your actions. As the Buddha said, "Don't let anyone find fault with others. Nor should anyone see the shortcomings and communication duties of others. Let someone see what they have done and not done themselves." This reminds us to focus on our own journey instead of worrying about others' opinions. These opinions are beyond your control, and constantly fearing judgment will only drain your energy and joy for living. When you let go of this fear, you will find freedom and peace, living authentically and confidently. Remember, your life is yours, and you have the right to live the way you desire, without worrying about the gazes of others. Seventh, recognize that people usually only focus on their own lives. We often carry the burden of worrying about whether others are watching and judging us. But the reality is much simpler. Most people are too immersed in their own lives, issues, and goals to spend time thinking about us. Realizing this can bring about incredible relief. The fear of judgment is one of the biggest reasons we fail to live authentically. Whether it's anxiety about how we dress, speak, or act, we often assume that others are scrutinizing every tiny detail. But Buddhism teaches us to let go of this unnecessary burden to live more freely. As the Buddha said, "Your work is to discover your world. And with all your heart, give yourself to it." This reminds us that everyone has their own journey to pursue. People primarily care about their own issues and dreams, rather than worrying about what you are doing or thinking. When you realize that others don't think about you as much as you once believed, you will feel as if a great weight has been lifted off your shoulders. No longer wasting energy trying to live up to others' expectations. You can redirect that energy to become the best version of yourself. Ask yourself, how often do you worry about what others think compared to the time you spend thinking about your own challenges and goals? The reality is, like you, most people are busy with their own lives. They have their dreams, anxieties, and issues to solve, leaving little time to pay attention to you. Understanding this grants you the freedom to live authentically, make decisions that resonate with yourself, and pursue passions without the pressure of external scrutiny. Buddhism teaches the concept of non-attachment, not just to material things but also to others' opinions. When you free yourself from the need for external validation, you allow yourself to live more authentically, instead of living in fear of what others might think. This shift in mindset leads to greater confidence and inner peace, as you are no longer a prisoner of judgment. It's essential to understand that everyone is facing their own battles. Just as you may struggle with your thoughts and feelings, others are dealing with their problems. Recognizing this helps you build empathy and understanding, making it easier to let go of the fear of judgment. People are not judging you because they are too busy dealing with their own difficulties. By focusing less on what others think and more on your personal growth, you will experience a freedom you've never felt before. You will feel lighter, stronger, and in control of your destiny. It's a powerful realization that you don't need to worry about how others perceive you, as they are simply busy with their own world. Living authentically and without fear of judgment is the key to unlocking your true potential. When you dare to take risks and pursue things that bring you joy, you will live with a greater sense of purpose. Remember that the world is too vast and life too short to live in the shadows of what others may or may not think. Focus on exploring and fulfilling your own purpose with total dedication. By letting go of the constant need for affirmation and the fear of judgment, you create a mental and emotional space for self-discovery. This practice leads to a stronger connection with yourself and a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. When you worry less about what others think, you can focus more on the things that make you feel whole, peaceful, and fulfilled. 8. Focus on what you can control. In life, we often feel disappointed or frustrated simply because we try to control things that are entirely beyond our control. We want others to act the way we imagine, situations to unfold as we expect, and outcomes to always align with our expectations. But one of the core teachings of Buddhism reminds us that clinging to what is beyond our control only leads to suffering. The truth is, you cannot control how others behave, feel, or think. The only thing you truly have power over is yourself, how you act, think, and react. As the Buddha taught, master your mind, or it will master you. This simple yet profound teaching is a reminder that our minds are incredibly powerful. When we focus on mastering our own thoughts and emotions, we gain control over our lives, rather than wasting energy trying to change others or control situations. Redirect that energy inward, asking yourself, how can I respond better? How can I improve myself? How can I find peace within, even when everything outside is chaotic? By focusing on what you can control, your mind, habits, and reactions, you build resilience against external events, whether positive or negative, that no longer have the power to disrupt your inner peace. Imagine the freedom you will feel when you no longer feel the need to control everything around you. The moment you accept that the actions of others are not your responsibility, you reclaim your power. This shift in mindset leads to a calmer and more fulfilling life. You become less reactive and more likely to make intentional decisions from a stable inner place. rather than from stress or anxiety. This is the path to true freedom and self-mastery, where you can maintain peace regardless of external circumstances. When you focus on the inner world, you create a life where external chaos cannot touch your calmness. You also stop relying on the unpredictable behavior of others to determine your happiness. You realize that the key to peace lies in your ability to maintain balance and mindfulness, no matter what happens around you. Over time, you will see that by mastering yourself, you genuinely inspire those around you. Your calmness becomes contagious, and others may begin to notice your strength and resilience, even encouraging them to reflect on their own actions. This practice is not about ignoring the world or isolating yourself from others, but recognizing that your energy is best spent on what you can change, yourself. When you master your own reactions and thoughts, you will find that external challenges no longer shake your foundation. And that's where true strength lies. 9th. Do not let yourself be caught up in social comparison. One of the biggest traps in life is the habit of comparing yourself to others, whether it's about appearance, career, success, or even happiness. This habit only leads to feelings of envy, dissatisfaction, and disappointment. Buddhism teaches that comparison is a form of attachment, and this attachment often brings suffering. When you continuously compare yourself to others, you lose sight of your own unique path along with the progress you have made on your journey. As the Buddha once said, "Health is the most precious gift. Contentment is the greatest wealth. And loyalty is the best relationship." This reminds us that true wealth does not lie in having more or being better than others, but in feeling satisfied when you appreciate what you have. Inner peace only comes when you focus on your own life, rather than always comparing yourself to what others have. In today's age, social media makes comparison easier than ever. We easily get caught up in the perfect images of vacations, luxurious lifestyles, and success stories, making us feel like we are falling behind. But what we often do not see are the struggles, insecurities, and challenges that others face. Each person's journey is different, and comparing your journey to the beautiful pictures of others only leads to unhappiness. Buddhism teaches us the importance of living in the present moment and cultivating gratitude for our own lives. When you practice mindfulness and gratitude, you begin to recognize the blessings in your life and the path you have taken. The more you appreciate what you have, the less you feel the need to compare yourself to others. Comparison often leads to competition, which can breed jealousy and resentment. These emotions are harmful as they cloud our minds and take us off the path to peace. When you constantly compete with others, you never feel satisfied. And this mindset robs you of joy from authentic living. Recognizing that each person's path is different helps you understand that someone else's success does not diminish your progress or potential. An important concept in Buddhism is right livelihood, encouraging you to live in a way that brings harmony and balance. Part of this balance is accepting that your life does not need to resemble someone else's to be fulfilling. When you stop comparing yourself to others and focus on living according to your own values and goals, you begin to experience true satisfaction. Your self-worth no longer depends on external standards or achievements, but arises from inner peace and self-acceptance. Social comparison can distract you from what truly matters. You may start pursuing goals or possessions that do not align with your true desires simply because you see others doing so. Buddhism reminds us that true happiness does not come from external accomplishments but from understanding and following your own unique path. Pursuing what others have may lead you away from what is genuinely meaningful in your life. By practicing non-attachment, you can break free from the cycle of comparison. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have goals or strive for success, it means recognizing that your worth is not based on surpassing others. Your value comes from being true to yourself and your journey. When you realize this, you will free yourself from the pressure of constantly comparing yourself to others. You can begin to focus on what brings you joy and true fulfillment. Another aspect to consider is how comparison robs you of your time and energy. The time you spend thinking about others' achievements or lifestyles is time you could use to grow and enhance your own happiness. Instead of envying others' success, ask yourself how you can improve your life in ways that matter to you. When you focus on your own progress, you will start to see how much you have grown and what you are capable of achieving. This will build your confidence and self-esteem. Remember that life is not a race. Each of us has our own challenges and lessons to learn. What matters is not how you compare to others, but how faithful you are to your own path. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your own journey, you will find the sense of peace and fulfillment that no external achievement can provide. 10th. Prioritize your inner growth over external validation. In today's world, many of us are taught that external validation is necessary to feel valuable. We seek approval from family, recognition from colleagues, or even likes and comments on social media. But in reality, when we rely on others to feel good about ourselves, we drift further away from our true selves. Buddhism teaches that true peace and fulfillment can only come from within. The more we pursue external validation, the further we stray from our essence. Self-worth becomes dependent on how others perceive us, creating a cycle of dissatisfaction and insecurity. As the Buddha wisely said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." This statement emphasizes the power of your inner world. When you focus on a growth mindset and self-awareness, you become stronger and more at peace. On the contrary, if your mind is always seeking external approval, you will be trapped in a never-ending chase that leaves you feeling empty. Buddhism encourages us to transcend the ego by turning inward, seeking fulfillment through mindfulness and compassion. The more you focus on internal development, the less power the ego has over you. When you prioritize inner growth, you begin to realize that your worth is not dependent on how others perceive you, but on your own values, integrity, and personal growth. You will measure success not by external actions or others' opinions, but by what you have truly achieved. A single criticism or rejection can hurt your confidence. But when your self-awareness is based on personal growth, you will become more resilient in the face of life's challenges. You know who you are, and you don't need others to tell you your worth. Inner strength is one of the greatest gifts you receive from prioritizing your own development. Prioritizing inner growth over external validation will lead to a more peaceful and authentic life. When you stop worrying about how others judge you, you will find the freedom to live true to yourself, and your life will become more fulfilling than ever. The teachings of Buddhism always remind us of the concept of impermanence, that everything in life is temporary and constantly changing. The recognition and praise you receive from others today may fade away tomorrow. Is it worth pursuing things that are unsustainable when they only lead to disappointment and anxiety? On the contrary, inner growth is something no one can take away from you. The lessons of wisdom, self-awareness, and emotional resilience you accumulate through your journey of self-discovery are invaluable and eternal assets. Focus on cultivating lasting qualities within yourself, that is the path to self-confidence and inner peace. Focusing on inner growth does not mean ignoring the world around you or others. Instead, it recognizes that the most important work you need to do is within yourself. When you prioritize personal development, you not only become a better friend and partner but also a better member of the community. You will bring more compassion, patience, and wisdom into your relationships while inspiring others to focus on their own growth journeys. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, What am I seeking within, or am I placing my self-worth in the hands of others? Begin the journey of self-exploration, unlocking your true potential, and embracing life with all the freedom it offers. Don't let external expectations dictate you. Let go and focus on your own path. For true strength always comes from within. If you find these insights valuable, don't hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can explore deeper knowledge about life and personal growth together. Join me on this journey and share your thoughts in the comments below.